Hey everyone! I hope you are having a terrific Tuesday. My name is Corinne Brown. I'm the Fresh Expert, and this is Fresh Tip Tuesday. We are live from Fort Mill, South Carolina, both on YouTube and on Facebook. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about meal prep because all of May we've been talking about meal prep ideas. And today I'm kind of twisting a recipe of one of my favorites from a bakery here in Fort Mill. My favorite ever, tomato spinach quiche. So go ahead and grab your virtual seat, share this on your page, let your friends know about it, tag a friend, and let's cook together today on Fresh Tip Tuesday. Something about that song just always makes me so happy. And it's just like, oh, I'm here with you guys. Well, make sure that as you join, you do comment and share. Let me know where you're from. I always love knowing where my fresh friends are from. I love the comments I get afterwards, but please comment on here too. Don't just private message me. Let other people see stuff too. Okay, so if you want to make this recipe along with us, I am going to be using Tupperware's supersonic chopper today, in addition to our silicone muffin mold. Now, if you have the Great Master Shredder, make sure you grab that too, because that is fantastic for your cheese that you will also need for this recipe. Okay. All right. Well, let's get started. So as we're getting going today, my first question I have for all of you guys is about quiche. How many of you guys are familiar with quiche? I was talking with some friends last week and I was like, yeah, I'm thinking of making the quiche from Z Bakery on Fresh Tip Tuesday. And they were like, what's quiche? Do you know what quiche is? I hope you know what quiche is because I'm just curious how many people don't. Quiche is a great custard pie. But then I was thinking like, well, when was quiche invented? Do any of you guys know the answer to that? Like either comment and share with me what is quiche? Do you know what quiche is? Or better yet, do you know what quiche is? Like it's one of my favorites. I can't get my kids to eat it for the life of me. I don't know why. Something about the texture, I think, but I love it. I think as they grow and mature, they're going to fall in love with it too because they have no choice because it's fantastic. But when was it invented? And I was surprised by this one because I actually had the answer wrong. But did you know quiche is considered a French dish? And that's what I thought. But it actually first came up in English cuisine. I thought that was kind of cool. So it is a French dish. It uses eggs and cream and a pastry. Typically, you'll do a pie shell. The one we're going to make today is a crustless quiche. Which is good if you're doing keto, you want to do low carb. This is the recipe you're going to want to make sure that you have. But it's in a pastry, but it's interesting. So early as the 14th century, like seriously, comment, let me know how many of you ever like just get fascinated about when different foods surfaced, like when different things came about, like what made us eat these things today, like what builds it up. I don't know. I always find that is something pretty cool. So if you knew that, there you go. But quiche was also in Italian cuisine as early as the 13th century. So although quiche is considered a French dish, it actually has roots all the way to England and Italy, which is kind of cool too. So if you knew that, let me know. Otherwise, make sure to comment. Let me know where you're from. Oh, I don't want to share that one with you yet. Okay, so let's go on and let's make our quiche. So again, we're doing a crustless quiche, which means we don't have to worry about a pie shell or having that dish and all that good stuff too. And we're doing the Tupperware silicone muffin molds. Now, guys, if you don't have Tupperware yet, you can follow that link that's actually here, right here above, below. And you can always snag my fresh product picks at twcorinne.com or corinnebrown.my.tupperware.com. Go right on there. The silicone molds are great because these can go in the oven up to 500 degrees or 450. But it also can go into the freezer. So you can do like frozen little things for your punch bowls. Like take your strawberries and some mint and freeze them with some lemonade and then put it in your punch. And you have these cute little floating things as you go. Do dog treats. You can do little dog treats in there. I don't know why I said dog treats. I don't even have fur babies, but they're on my brain today. But anyways, everything pops out. Like I'm thinking I might do some little hash brown like casseroles. Would you guys like that? Comment if you would love to see a hash brown casserole recipe. So we could do that in there too. All right, so let's go ahead and just jump right in because I want to get these going for you. Now, I don't have the hand cam again today because it kept echoing and it was driving me crazy. So if any of you guys know how to make sure my phone stops echoing, please send me a message. I will be forever in your debt because I've turned off everything and it still echoes and it drives me crazy. Okay, that's not about Fresh Tip Tuesday. Focus back. All right, so we've got our supersonic chopper. Now, you can do this using multiple different containers. I just don't like washing a lot of stuff, so I simplify my life and I keep everything together. So we're going to start off with our supersonic chopper, and we're going to go ahead and chop up our spinach first. So we're going to use fresh spinach. You could get the big spinach. I personally am using the baby spinach. You can just get organic baby spinach. I have it in my Tupperware Fridge Smart. You're going to want 2 cups. 2 cups of fresh spinach is like 2 big handfuls, pretty much. If you want to go through and measure it, go ahead. But I'm going to say 1, shove it down in there, and then 2, shove it down in there too. Now, also, if you didn't know, on your supersonic chopper, it does have measurements, which I really appreciate. So right there is the 2 cup line. So as you're shoving it in, it's just the difference is like spinach, packs down. And you're going to see as we start chopping this up, how it condensifies too, because once the air moves out of the way, it's chopped up. It doesn't take up as much space when it's there too. So we're going to take this here. We're going to put our top back on it. And I'm actually going to turn this down like this. And that way you guys can see we've got all of our spinach here in the chopper. And we're just going to pull a couple quick pulls. Remember, with the supersonic chopper, every time you pull the handle, it's like hand chopping 100 times. So talk about simplification. Can you guys already see how quickly that already is chopped up? Look at that, guys. Check that out. Beautiful. Now, I meant to throw the shallot in there too, but I just got excited to show you how quick and easy that chops up. So I'm going to put that to the side. Actually, we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to take this out, because what I want to do is I want to go ahead and pre-portion a little bit into my muffin molds. The reason I do this, the spinach in beforehand, is I can make sure the spinach is evenly distributed between my different molds. Okay. If I mixed it in with the mixture, I don't always know how much is going into each one. And I need to grab a, you could even take like a tablespoon and just go tablespoon in each one. I probably did more than 2 cups just because I got really excited about my spinach. Popeye, spinach has your iron that you need. Got to make sure we get our full vitamins always, right, guys? Absolutely. So that's a lot of spinach right in there, but that's okay. So we're going to put that there. I think I did cook or chop too much. Let's put this to the side. Oh, I needed that cup for later. That's okay. It's okay, guys. We make it up as we go along, right? All right, so I got my spinach in there. I'm going to put this aside. Now, what I'm going to do is you can either take the cutting blade back, or you could use the whipping blade. I'm going to use the cutting blade again, though, because I forgot to chop my shallot. So a shallot. How many of you guys are familiar with shallots? I'll move it back up here so I can look at you, because I like seeing you, my fresh friends. All right, what is the difference? We're going to click right here. What is the difference between a shallot and an onion? If you know the answer, go ahead and comment for me. Even if you're watching on replay, do go ahead and comment, because I want to know if you know the difference between a shallot and an onion. Now, listen, if you don't have shallots, you can use an onion for this recipe. Okay, you're going to want about 1/3 of a cup of onion. I like Vidalia onions, sweet onions, just because they're more milder in flavor. But you could do a yellow onion too. Really and truly, it's just to give extra level of flavor. Now, the reason I chose a shallot, number one, over a regular onion is because it is milder. But here is the full definition for you guys. Shallots have a delicate and sweet flavor with a hint of sharpness, while onions bring more of an intense heat. So when you want more of the flavor, that's when you do for onions. And a lot of times I'll use onions with stuff as a way to do for garlic too, like shallots. For me, it kind of gives that milder onion, maybe a little hint of something a garlic would do. And that's just my own personal, this is why I like it. And it works out really well. I don't know why I'm cutting these. I'm going to throw these back in the chopper here. We're going to throw those back in the chopper. So what you should have done, I should have done, do your spinach with your onion or your shallot, chop it up, then measure it out and put it in your different cups. Okay. I like doing that because I like to make sure that each of them have the equal amounts of spinach in each one. So that way I know every bite is going to have the same macros as well. Remember, I've talked about that before with you guys. It's really important for me to make sure that I hit the right protein, and macros are kind of broken down by your percentage of carbs versus protein versus fat. And it's just being aware that you hit a certain percentage spectrum for each of them. So I need to make sure that I have a lot of those, making it go through. I'm like losing my train of thought because I cannot do more than one thing at once. They say multitasking is not good for you. Even if you're good at it, it's supposed to be not good for you. And as I get older, I believe it more and more. So we've got this here and it's burning my eyes because I did it by itself. But we're going to take 4 eggs and I'm going to stick 4 eggs right in there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put the cheese in there too. I've got a 1/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. In fact, here, let me share that recipe with you guys because you're like, what exactly are you cooking? Well, let me show you. We're making tomato spinach pie, guys. Here is the full recipe. This will be loaded on my Instagram for you. 1/3 of a cup of shallots, which is like 1 large shallot, 4 eggs. We're going to do 3/4 of a cup of milk. Any milk that you like, full flavor milk or not. You can also do heavy cream. And you could also mix that ratio with a little bit of milk, a little bit of Greek yogurt too, to help add in a little bit more. Then you're going to want to have a cup of cheddar cheese. I'm using white cheddar today, but you could also use Gouda or mozzarella. Like seriously, what do you love? This is your quiche. You make it the way you want to. Then we're going to want to make sure to put a teaspoon of salt. I do use pink Himalayan salt instead of regular salt. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. And then the secret ingredient is a little bit of paprika. That's right. A little bit of paprika right in there. So I've got all of these mixed in right here. So I'm going to take this off the screen so you guys can see it, but check it out. All of these are right now in here. I've got my egg. I've got my cheese. I've got my spices and my seasonings. And I'm just going to chop back up, guys. This is great for meal prepping for your week, or if you want a quick breakfast. I mean, you don't have to wait in line at the drive-thru. I know some people go, oh, I can pick something along the way. Do you know how long it takes to wait in line to get something? We don't want to wait, y'all. Don't wait. Okay, I'm going to grab this one. I was trying to think of what I wanted to use to pour it in there. But I'm just going to pour it. We're just going to jump right in there. So I'm going to take my mixture and pour it right in here. Now, if you guys want to make these extra protein filled, you can add the Isopure flavorless. Oops, that was a little too much on that one. Flavorless protein. Get down in there. If we tell it to get down in there, it listens a little bit better, right? Okay, we're not done yet though, y'all. Don't worry. Make sure those are even. Doesn't that look good? And here's the Isopure. Mix this in if you want to have even more protein to boost it up. You can add this. Just remember that if you add extra protein, it's going to be a denser quiche. So make sure you have that for you to keep it all together. Okay, now we need to chop up some tomatoes. You want about 1/4 of a cup of tomatoes, I believe is what I had said. Now you could have chopped it in the chopper too. The reason I'm slicing it is after making a batch of these this morning, I was like, I really like the way it looks. Can you guys see? Yeah, when you put the tomatoes on top like this. Like, doesn't that just look pretty? And y'all know we eat with our eyes before we eat with our stomachs, and it's going to smell good. So you're going to have that. But why not make it look really pretty? So this recipe today, if you're just joining us, is inspired by Z Bakery. It is an amazing bakery that is here in Fort Mill, South Carolina. One of my favorite places to go have brunch and lunch with my friends, girlfriends, my kids too, just because we love it so much. It is such a great little place. But sometimes it's nice to have meal prepped at home. And I was like, let's try and make theirs at home. And they actually do little quiches that are about this big. That's how big they are. So they're a little bit bigger, but it does have a full tomato on top. And I thought about that afterwards. I was like, oh, I should make it look so you can see the tomatoes. Because if you could see the tomatoes, doesn't it just look better? I think it does. Let me know if you think it does too. Now you could also add some basil to this if you want to add a little extra something. I was trying to keep the recipe very simple for you. But if you love flavor, don't like deprive yourself at all. I'm going to get one more tomato on there. I didn't really measure. I was just sort of doing. Can see it, and we'll put that there. And that's, guys, that's it. That's what you're gonna need to do. So how simple, right? I'm gonna show you the finished product, don't you worry. But that's what we got. We're gonna take this, okay? And again, if you want the extra protein, you can add the Isopure. Just know that it's gonna, you need a little more liquid because the protein definitely takes up that space and doesn't make it as fluffy. It makes it a little more dense as you go through. So you're gonna cook these at 350 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Okay. And then once it's done, I'm going to show you what it looks like. But let's go back because I mentioned before I wanted to ask you about pink Himalayan salt. How many of you guys are used to using pink Himalayan salt? Do you know the health benefits? Kind of curious, like how many of you know the benefits? Why? Why do people use pink Himalayan salt? Again, the pink Himalayan salt, this right here. Pink Himalayan salt. You can get just about everywhere. It's 100% naturally pure. Himalayan salt is pink in color, contains 84 minerals. And the thing is, it's all the minerals that your body needs. It actually says it has more minerals than table salt or even sea salt. Pink Himalayan salt has more to it. And one of the reasons why many people say use pink Himalayan salt over the kosher salt and the sea salts is just because it is loaded with minerals and it has incredible health benefits. It has less sodium per serving than table salt. And again, all 84 minerals that your body needs. So I go, you know what? It's a no-brainer for me. I try to be as natural as possible. I like the flavor of it. If you want to try it, go try it. Let me know what you think, right? I love knowing what you think. So try that out. Pink Himalayan salt. Love it. Have it extra little there for you. Okay, so hopefully you guys have learned some fun little things for this meal prep today. I know I'm really excited about these. Now, here's what you're going to do. Remember, 350 degrees, you're going to cook it for 20 to 25 minutes, and then you're done. You're going to let it sit. Now, when they come out of the oven, they're going to be poofy because eggs always expand with the quiche, and then it will set back down. So you want to set it aside for 5 or so minutes before you serve. Now, can you eat them right away? Yeah, of course you can. Eat them right away. Or if you want a meal prep, that is where the Tupperware Freezer Smart containers come in. These are great to put in the fridge or in the freezer. So you could freeze them and then just heat them up, which means you can freeze ahead for a few weeks. You can save them for 1 to 3 weeks, have them in the freezer. You probably could go longer than that. I just don't like telling you longer. But that way you could go ahead and plan out if you know you have a crazy month going ahead. Go ahead and make a bunch of these. And hey, this basic recipe I'm sharing with you, if you don't like spinach, put sausage in, just make sure it's cooked. If you don't like cheddar cheese, like I said, use Gouda, use mozzarella, use whatever you want. But it's the basic recipe is have whatever ingredients along with your egg custard. And your egg custard is the 4 eggs, and in this case, 3/4 of a cup of milk. So that way it fits the 6 muffin tins that you want. So you may show you what they look like because I just made them and I want to eat more. Do these not look absolutely amazing? Now, these have been in the fridge since I made them early this morning, but just check that out. Check it out. Look at that. So good. Absolutely love it. I eat it cold, but again, you can heat it up. You have those like the sous vide egg bites. Same thing. Stop spending $8 at Starbucks, guys. Make it yourself, and you've got it for pennies in comparison. So really great for meal prep. I hope you go try these out. I know I love them. You're going to love them. I know you are. So go check them out. Let me know what else you'd love to see on Fresh Tip Tuesday. And if you need any fresh product picks, remember, go grab them off my website, corinbrown.my.tupperware.com. If you never want to pay full price, join my team, and then you can shop at 25 to 35% off. Or if you just want to have super fun with me, host your own Tupperware party. Because when you host a party, you get it for free. In fact, I had a party this past Sunday, and my hostess is getting over $500 in free Tupperware. I know. But she's like, I don't know how to pick. And I'm like, girlfriend, I can make a list for you. Like, you need the cookware, you need the micro grill, you need this. But yeah, so if it's free, it's for me. Tupperware still is rocking the home party plan. I had so much fun with everybody. So I'm going to go eat some more quiches. I hope you check out this recipe. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. And thank you so much for watching me. I'll see you later, guys. So good.